My lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is cool. All the boys keep stopping. Let's go to school.
Back, or yeah, jump, because I'm worth it. Up the way. That will always be like I planned for it to be at my wedding. I added it to my sister's wedding playlist.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Is it on Katie's? It's on Katie's.
I think I put it on there.
Okay.
She only has like a limited 30 songs so that you can request and say no to. Do you remember the remix that Little Mama did with Avril Lavigne for Girlfriend? Did you ever hear that? Little Mama and Avril Lavigne remix. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like that intro is bringing back something to me.
Okay, if you haven't listened to it, you gotta listen to it. I'll put in a link in the description because it is too good not to listen to.
Okay, I'm excited about it.
And that came up on my For You page, and it was like, oh, yes, so good. I forgot about it.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Welcome to episode 4.
Welcome to 4. Both of our favorite numbers.
Our favorite numbers, yeah.
Yeah, because it's even. I like the even numbers.
Me too. And I like that you can multiply 2 by 2 or add 2 plus 2 and still get 4. You know what I mean?
I've never thought about that.
Yeah, I really like that.
I just am like, when I was younger, I don't know why. I don't know who I explained this to. And they're like, okay. Growing up, the number 4, I was like, I love the number 4. It's a good number. It's whole, even. The number 5 can't stand it. It was evil to me.
The worst number is 5.
The worst, 5 and 9. I hate the number 9.
It's like you were almost there and then
you weren't. You're so close to being a whole new set of numbers.
Right.
And you're not it though.
It's the loser of the single digits.
Yes, I hate it so much. And the fact that my sister is getting married on the 9th of October, I'm like,
disgusting.
I'm pissed. No, I'm not. I was like, ugh.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Yeah, good episode number 4 though.
Yay! Episode number 4. If you're new, my name is Victoria.
I'm Sarah.
And this is the We're Gonna Be Friends podcast.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Ooh.
Yeah. Every time. Love that.
So we have some exciting things on the menu today. And firstly, let's talk about how your week was. What'd you do? Fill us in.
A good week because last Saturday I saw Harry Styles.
I
don't think I've ever been happier. Like I have been happier, but it was just like I was so happy. His band was amazing. His band was just, first of all, so cool just to watch them. They were just having the best time. And I'm not musically gifted.
Yeah.
But I was like, my dream would be to play like the bass or the drum, something cool like that.
Yeah, for sure. Just so cool.
In not a random, but like a high level band and just tour. I think that'd be so fun. But not be famous enough that it like infects my life.
Right. You're like still famous, but you're not like the front man.
No, I don't want to be the front man.
Right.
But so I kind of low key judge people that go to a concert and they're like bawling and sobbing.
Okay. Yeah, I've done it before. Maybe not that hard, but like I have shed several tears.
Okay, so I've been like, that's a lot. But going in, I'm like, I think I'm gonna cry when I see him.
Yeah.
Just because I love him so much. And the first song that they played was Golden, which is my favorite song.
Okay, I was gonna ask you what your favorite song was.
Golden. I don't know why. It makes me so happy. And I was like, I turned to Kelsey. I was like, I'm crying. Yeah, so I was crying a little bit. It was a real good time. It inspired me to, between the opener and like 30 minutes in between when Harry went on.
Mm-hmm.
Not Harry Styles, Harry, because we're on a first name basis.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I finished my maid of honor speech for my sister. I was just feeling all the things.
Wow.
I'm not gonna but I feel pretty good about it.
That's awesome. Good.
Thank you. So, but it was a real good week. And then got dinner with some friends, had small group. did some yoga. That was nice.
Love
That was
some
a good
good
time.
yoga. Yeah.
I went rock climbing. I bought myself a harness, so I'm like official now because I have the shoes,
Wow.
the harness. I went out to dinner with 2 of my friends last night. One of them I hadn't seen in a while, and it was just wonderful. And had
Aw.
some Korean food.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was just
That
a
sounds
good
good.
week. A little busy, a little. I checked my bank account and I said, "Oh no." We just did some transferring. It's fine.
You're fine.
But I got this morning I went shopping for my sisters. I went with my friend Katie, who's also in Hannah's wedding, and we got our rehearsal dinner dresses.
What
So
color?
that was good. I'll show you.
Okay.
But let me tell you. So I was between this dress and looks like this. I was between.
I'm in love with that.
Yeah. So I feel like it's fall-ish. It's short.
I love it.
But it has a little like I love that kind of detail.
Ooh, yeah. Like little like pom-pom polka dot kind of.
Exactly. So I tried another dress on that I liked, but it wasn't as like fancy.
Right.
And not that it's like super fancy gonna be, and then I had this one on and I like walked out and I was like, Katie, I don't know, I'm kind of between this one and the other one. And a woman walked in, she goes, that looks amazing on you. And I said, I'm gonna get this one. That's all I needed. You helped swing my boat. It was a good, very successful. I got some jeans from Madewell. Did I need them? No. But I had been looking at them for like a year and didn't pull the trigger. So
well, that's okay. That means that you still like them after all that time. So most likely you'll wear them a lot.
Yeah. So it was a good, so Katie, and I used to live together and she used to scare me a lot, not on purpose,
Okay.
but literally just one morning she was in the kitchen and I walked out of my room and it scared the shit out of me. Just her being in there. And she's like, really, Sarah? The kitchen. So, but
the
also
kitchen that we share.
So like stealthily, like she would just like pop up and I scared her by accident like 4 times today.
Weird.
And let me tell you, it was funny. I enjoyed it.
Good.
Yeah, it did. I was like, she's like, well, you're just lurking today, aren't you? Sorry, but yeah, so it's a good week. How about you? Tell me about
awesome.
your morning.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like I'm kind of living for, I think there's an Amazon guy who's lost.
Do you feel like you need to go help him?
I might need to.
You got it?
Yeah, he got it.
What did you get from Amazon?
So I've been slowly, if you follow me on YouTube, on my other channel, I have been slowly building up my Halloween home decor.
Love that.
And as you can see, I've been slowly decorating. I have even more and I can't wait. So yeah, so I've been slowly building up like my Halloween home decor because I have several aesthetics going on in my house. During like spring and summer, I like it to be a little bit more like pretty like French kind of farmhousey, very beautiful and earthy feel, if that makes sense. And then fall and winter, I want to get a little bit spookier, and darker. So my mom had bought me a new shower curtain last year for Christmas. It's like black and it's stars and moons and it's like very much me. And I was like, I really like the one that we have on now because it's like lighter and more springy and summery. So I was like, when it hits fall, then I'll switch it. So in order to do that, I wanted to get a new clear liner. So that's what I was ordering. And then I got cat food too.
Gotta have the cat food.
Yeah, they will eat us in our sleep if we don't feed them.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I believe that.
That makes sense for your cats.
Yeah. Okay, so this week, so I feel like I'm living out like a dream that I've had for myself for years. I was telling Tony,
oh my gosh,
I'm so happy. Like my 11-year-old self would, even my like 8-year-old self would be like, you're the coolest, most amazing person ever. Like literally so excited about it. So I'm learning how to skateboard
You're so cool. Are you pretty good?
I mean, I'm good for me, which
Yeah.
like in my previous trying, I've tried to learn how to skateboard since elementary school. Like I kid you not. I have wanted to learn since Avril Lavigne in 2002 came out with
You're
her whole first album. I was like, I want to be this girl so bad, and I want to skateboard, and I want to learn, and I couldn't do it. I was scared.
Question.
And yeah.
Do you have knee pads and elbow pads?
Okay. Okay. So that,
wait, is that the video you sent us? Okay, so you do.
Okay. So they're not mine actually, because I don't plan to do anything but skate on flat ground.
Okay.
Tyler, so the reason why this all happened is because Tyler at work, his friend was like, hey, I want to get back into skateboarding. And Tyler was like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm like kind of scared to get back into it because like I don't want to hurt myself.
Tyler skateboarded?
Yeah. And that was another thing that
like, yeah.
Yeah, like in high school, I was like, you're the hottest person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah. You can skateboard. Forget about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, he used to skateboard even until I guess we went to college. He was skateboarding still. And then he stopped for a while. And then his friend was like, I want to get back into it. Do you want to come and try? And so he was like, yeah, I'm like kind of scared, but yeah, because it's been a while. So he went, and then last Sunday, he was like, I don't know if you want to come with us. You can take your roller skates if you want to skate around. And I was like, yeah, that'll be fun. So I went and I roller skated around. And then at the end, I was like, okay,
wait,
if I
roller skate, that's very impressive to me. Is it roller skates the floor or the strip?
The strip is blades. Blades. Yeah.
That just gave me thick crack again. Vibes.
Yeah, I say that all the time. Nobody understands it.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good. So yeah, so I took my skates and I skated around, and that was fun. And then at the end, I took them off, and I was like, okay, if I get on the board, will you like hold my hands and like roll me around so I don't hurt myself? And he was like, yeah. So we did that for a little bit, and then I like started to like one hand, and then I like let go of his hands and started to like roll. And then I started to like be able to push myself, and I was like, this is the most exciting thing I have ever done. So then we went this morning. Thank you. We went this morning, and I was able to skate the whole time. Knock on wood, I didn't fall at all. I skated around in circles. I skated like in straight lines, and I'm very excited for myself.
You're so cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, so I am becoming a skater girl. It's like not a big deal.
Wow, that's so exciting, Vic.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. So he bought the pads because, and granted, he doesn't wear all of them at the same time, but for the video that I sent to you, I was dying.
That was
but yeah, so that's what I've been up to. We've had some games, which went okay. We lost.
That's okay.
But we played the two. It's going to be the top two in the county, most likely, this week. So it wasn't like surprising, but they played well again. Good. So it wasn't like traumatic.
Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, it's been fine. Tiresome, but okay.
Yeah.
So I guess if you guys watched last week, we talked a little bit about the Gabby Petito case in our hot goss section. And so moving into that, we have like some minor updates. There's not like a huge amount that's changed since then.
And obviously preface, like Vic said last time, we are not reporters on this. This is not our forte, if you will. It's just very interesting. Obviously it's awful, but like we're interested in true crime, so we're like, we'll talk about it. But yeah, so unfortunately she was found dead, and they've now like ruled it a homicide. And her fiance is still missing. But I don't get, I watched Kendall, if anybody knows Kendall Ray, She's a YouTube channel. I watched her video on it, and it's really informative about everything that's going on. And of course, there's still like no one knows what's happening, and everything is changing at every moment. But as of now, oh my God, what was her boyfriend's name? Brian?
Mm-hmm.
Brian's still missing. So like the parents of Gabby like gave this speech basically being like, as parents, how can you like not help us or like not talk to the police or say anything, like, you know, the pain we're going through.
Right.
And I think basically the only thing that they said to the police, or the only statement they've made, is like, we hope Gabby is found safe or something like that. Like very brief, no information. So Brian was like at his parents' house, and I'm awful with dates, so I can't think of the dates of this specifically. But basically, Brian was at his parents' house, and then
it must have been like 2 weeks ago. So
yeah,
what,
before
like
he went missing. But Brian was at his parents' house. Everybody thought he was there. I guess police were like around and people were around. And one police officer went on record on a Wednesday being like, we know Brian's whereabouts. But then it was later found out that that Tuesday is when he left the house.
Right, the 13th.
Yes, and no one really knows how he like disappeared, because like there's so many people around watching. And so like he's still missing, but I'm like, where? And like, did you see the girl on TikTok? Her and her boyfriend like picked him up.
I did see that, yeah. So, well, and another thing to mention is that like his family's home, from what I understand, is pretty close to like a big nature preserve. So there's like a lot of open
space for him to go.
Right, like open, uninhabited space for him to hide in. So there's that, not to mention they're in Florida. So what's the chances that he could have somehow like crossed a border somehow, or
someone was saying like, because he is just like, or I think at the moment he was a person of interest, not like the main suspect, he could have gone wherever and wouldn't be stopped.
Exactly, right. And now, as far as I've seen, it looks like he is a suspect and he is wanted. So if you guys see him, I'll put a picture of him on the screen. If you see this person, call 911 like immediately. That feels like it should go without saying, but yeah.
So, and like I think there was so her remains were found. They don't know the cause of death. They know it's a homicide. I
want to say I saw yesterday it was homicide, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say the cause of death.
Oh no, sorry.
But yeah, there's just so many, I feel like so many people have like seen them, or like in passing, like before, like, you know, when the cops were called on them because someone saw them fighting.
Right. So I actually got more information about that. I don't know if you had seen. So in the original like reporting, when they had the body cam footage, when they were interviewing Gabby, she made it seem like she was the one to antagonize the fight. Like she was the one to like cause it, and like maybe she hit him.
Taking the blame. Yeah.
Right. And then I heard a voice memo. If I can find a link to it, I'll find it. But I'm sure if you Google it, you'll be able to find it.
I think I know
they played it on. Yeah, they played it on news clips. But the person who actually called 911, in the 911 call, they released it, and he says, "We just watched the man in the car slap the woman," meaning that he was abusing her in that moment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I was talking to my mom about it, and if neither party in that call was willing to press charges, they can't like just arrest him off of hearsay.
No.
Like they couldn't have done anything. It's unfortunate, but
yeah. I feel like there's so many rules, like so many things have to happen before some like charges are pressed, or like someone becomes a suspect, like all this stuff that I feel like a lot of people are like, he obviously did it, but they can't charge him because there's not enough evidence.
Right. Well, and at the time that he disappeared, they hadn't found her body yet.
Yeah.
And charging somebody with a no body crime is really hard.
Yeah.
My assumption this is just obviously speculation, but I assume that he was preparing for them to find her and kind of expected them to find her eventually, and was like, there's a ton of people looking. I need to go now before they find her, because once they do, I will be arrested.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he took off when he did.
That makes sense. And I think, like, from things that I've seen, it sounds like he, after, we're going to say he killed her, because that's what like happened. He like texted family members from her phone, or like made posts on Instagram pretending to be her.
Yeah.
And I just want to, like, what good does that do? It never ends up well. Like, I think it can be very obvious. Like, in one text, he texted her mom and said something like, "You need to help Stan. He's calling me a lot." Stan is her grandfather. And the mom was like, "Never called him Stan." I really I'm pretty sure it's Stan. But like, it's very obvious that it's not her.
Right.
Like,
And that's why
dumb.
actually in the first segment, like last week when we talked about it, I didn't bring up the text messages because I felt like it was so obvious that he had sent them.
Yeah.
But obviously there's no proof to say that he did or not, but I mean,
yeah,
let's be real.
It's just so, it's very heartbreaking. Like, my heart breaks for that family. And there have been so many false reports of people being like, "Oh, saw him," or "Oh, found her," like all this stuff. And I'm like, why? Like, very obviously they were just doing it to troll. I don't like using that word, but that's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, so that's so sick, and like giving that family false hope of like their loved one being found.
It is. And I mean, I just want to, before we move on to something else, I feel like, and I've seen a bunch of posts about it, and it's true. I mean, this case is huge because it has this much media coverage, but there are so many other people who have gone missing in the same national park alone, let alone people just going missing in general that are not covered like this. And so if maybe in the future, I mean, we're not true crime people, but maybe we could try and find some info on like random other small cases and just like talk about them every week. Maybe we could do that, like as part of our, like a new segment or something, like people missing person case. Right.
And like, how, I can't imagine, like, because obviously there's so many people in this world, but like your family members are like your world. And it's like, why won't anybody care that this like human being, even if you don't know them, is missing? And like, no one will give it the attention that it deserves.
Yeah. I mean, so it seems so easy to say, like, I mean, people go missing every day, but it's when it's your daughter or your son or your dad or your mom or whatever, or your sister, it's suddenly so much more obvious. Like, it wasn't just a number. That's a person with a life who impacted people. And so, yeah.
I did read this thing that I think is very important. I think one of my coworkers posted it on her Insta story, and it was like a guy, it was a TikTok, but it was like, because I think it said, "Stop using Gabby Petito and her case as an excuse to say we need to teach our daughters to leave toxic and abusive relationships. Teach your sons not to be abusive. Teach your sons not to take no for an answer. Teach your sons to do and be better."
Amen.
I think that's so important, because I think a lot of people saw that body cam video and were like, why didn't she just leave then? And like, there's so much more. It's so easy to say that, and like when you're not in that situation.
Right. I mean, people who are abusive and manipulative do it because they're good at it and they can get away with it, and they see how talented and skilled they are at doing it, and it gets them what they want.
Yeah.
So obviously they're good at manipulation, and the point of manipulation is to make you believe things that aren't real are real. And so of course she didn't see that anything was wrong, or if she did, she knew that there would be consequences if she made whatever choice. And it is easy to say from the outside looking in, like, oh, if I was in that situation, I would feel so much differently. But they've been together for 2 years. How do you know? And it sounds like they knew each other from before then. How do you know that that friendship wasn't already kind of toxic? And
Yeah.
then she was easily manipulated into being in a relationship with him. And then from there, things just snowballed. And now she's in a
Mhm.
house with him. She has a life with him. She's got Instagram followers with him. How do you leave that
That's
part of your
terrifying to
life?
leave all
Right.
all you've ever known. Like I saw, I think it was in one body cam video, like when Kendall Ray was talking about it, she said one of the women officers, there's only one woman officer, like when they separated, she goes, it was very obvious she was having like separation anxiety,
Yeah.
like being apart from him for like one day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's like probably her comfort and that's all she knows.
Right.
So of course she's not gonna leave.
Right. And that's again, that's a
Mhm.
tactic that people who are manipulative and abusive mentally and emotionally are like, you're nothing without me. I'm everything.
Yeah.
You don't need anything but me. I'm the only one who can take care of you. That type of language is a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hear somebody doing that, immediately that should send up alert signals like this is not the relationship to be in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to take ownership when you have a kid, or if you see somebody doing that to, like your friend is doing that to their partner, call them out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what
Yeah.
is wrong with you? Why would you do that?
Yeah. Call people out.
Yeah, call them out.
Yeah.
They
Do you know
can't
what
feel
I
bad.
call people out? But also that reminds me of in the podcast My Favorite Murder when they say fuck politeness.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
amen.
Like you don't need to be polite to anyone who's making you feel uncomfortable. I think
No,
that's so important and it needs to be taught, especially to young girls. Because we're
yeah,
just, I think growing up, we're taught be kind, be gentle, don't kind of hurt anyone's feelings or make anyone mad. If like someone's making you uncomfortable, you can say, no,
hey,
bye-bye.
get away from me, thanks.
Get away from me.
Get away from me. No, I think actually I have a lot of like creepy man and just weird situational
I
stories.
think you do too. Like
Um,
it's so they're drawn to the red hair for sure.
it's and I think that we should have like maybe we'll have like a whole episode dedicated to like creepy man experiences. Um, let us know if you want to hear that because
Yeah.
and I do look at some of those and I think like I should have been ruder to the people, but it's so hard in the situation, especially
Yeah.
growing up being, I mean, my mom was a strong, independent woman, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's just kind of ingrained in like womanly behavior to be nice, be
Yeah.
kind, don't be rude, don't, be polite. It's just from like birth to
I
to
don't know
death.
what it
That's what's
is. Like, I
ingrained
don't
under
think
you.
my parents never were like, you have to be kind to people. It was just
No.
something I've always like, I was also a very shy kid.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know. Like, I just was like, I have to be soft spoken and kind and just, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I think it's definitely hard. And when you're in the situation, it's harder to find like the courage to be like, hey, get away from me. Don't talk to me
Yeah.
anymore. Leave me
Yeah.
alone. But
It's so, and then it also like like maybe if you do that, they'll be like, oh, kind of taken aback and like,
right.
that's not okay. I shouldn't do that again. Hopefully that's what they think. Probably
Right.
not, but who's to say they may.
Right. Maybe that'll change that person forever.
Mhm.
And they'll be like, oh, hey, that was a creepy thing. Maybe even though I wasn't trying to be like harmful,
Yeah.
maybe that's a bad tactic.
Yeah. Not great. Not great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
Wow. Well,
But
anyway, so I guess let us know down below or whatever if you like the idea of us covering like really small missing people cases like as a segment weekly. Because it wouldn't be like a huge segment. It would just be like as
yeah.
much
Read
information,
it.
kind of a brief overview and bring people to light.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good idea, Vic.
Thanks. I like it too.
Smart. Love that brain of yours.
Speaking of segments, we have a new one.
Love it.
Go for it.
It's going to be
Introduce it.
called Victoria thought of this name, the Friends Faves segment. So we're going to talk about like our weekly like if we're really into like our favorite song of the week or like album, TV show, movie, book, like those kind of things. And I feel like it's also fun to hear other people's favorite things and maybe like you can end up liking it kind of. I don't know. I think it's
Yeah.
fun.
If those of you who are listening, definitely comment your friends' faves down below as well. Like whatever your favorite thing for this week is, let us know.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Sure. So like well, for songs, because I like when I hear a song, I listen to it, I'm like, oh, I like that. And I listen to it on repeat until
I
I
did the same
hate it.
thing.
So my new favorite song, I have a new favorite song and then a new favorite like band slash album, I guess. My new
Mhm.
favorite song, I was trying to find parking, which takes forever at Hayes' apartment because it's street parking.
Yeah.
So I was like driving around and I can't parallel park, so it's always an issue. Um, and this song came on, and I was like, well, this is kind of fun. It's called Handsome by Chance the Rapper.
Okay.
It's a good time. It's from his, I was gonna pull it. It's from his album. It's from his 2019 album, The Big Day. It's called Handsome. It's featuring Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, I
It's
love
just
Meg Thee Stallion.
it's a good time. I like it. And then my new favorite band is called I heard it. My uncle played them when I was in Ojai, called Lake Street Dive.
Ooh,
And
okay.
I guess it's considered alternative, but it's like kind of jazzy and fun and makes me
Yeah.
feel fancy. Their album Free Yourself Up, and then is probably my favorite right now. And then they have a cover of Rich Girl.
Oh my God. What
So good.
the irony of that? Okay, so I was driving home yesterday
Mhm.
from a game, and Rich
Yeah,
Girl came on my Gwen Stefani
it's
Rich
so
Girl
good.
came on my thing, and I thought to myself while it was going, I was like, if we ever did karaoke, this might be my karaoke song.
It's one of my favorite songs,
The
but
best
they do
song.
a cover of it, and it's so good. And it's just her voice is so rich and beautiful, and I love it so much. Yeah, it's a good time. So definitely check out Lake Street Dive,
Okay.
LSD, if you will.
Oh, that's thoughtful.
I didn't think of that. And then so my favorite show right now is I've been kind of like hopping all around. Actually, I have two favorite shows.
Okay.
Manifest, which is on Netflix. Have you
I've
heard of
seen
it?
that. I haven't watched it though.
It's freaking good. It's about a plane that kind of disappears, but the people on it, they like don't lose any track of time and they like land and then like the FBI is there and they're like, you've been missing for 5 years. And everybody's like, what the frick?
Oh
And
my
it's good.
God.
It's good.
That sounds good.
Mystery, suspense,
Ooh,
paranormal.
I like that.
So, and then have you heard of Selena Gomez's new Only Murder in the Building or
I
something like
haven't
that?
watched it. I haven't watched it, but I've heard
It's
about it.
good. It's a good show. So I'd highly recommend that as well. And they're starting a podcast.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
In
like
the
on the show.
show?
That's like
Okay,
their
okay.
thing. So it's her, Steve Martin, and hold on.
Weird. It's a strange assortment.
It is, but it like only murders in the building. It's her, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. Um,
Okay.
and they're just the chemistry between the three of them is so good. And Steve Martin and
Oh.
Martin Short are so freaking funny.
Yeah.
And it's a good time. Highly recommend. So those are probably my favorite. I did get a book, or one of my coworkers, I can't remember what it's called. Let me borrow a book. She said she loved it. It's called Caged. Have I
Caged.
started it? No. It says dark and mesmerizing. Channels equal parts. Kathy Reach and Thomas Harris, I guess, those are authors.
Thomas Harris is the author of Silence of the Lambs.
That. You will read till the bitter end and sleep with the lights on. So that should be a fun time.
Ooh, you got to let me know how that. Yeah. Update
I
us on
will.
that because
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah. So those are kind of my faves for this week.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
My
How about you?
faves are I don't have as many because I feel like all I do is work, sleep, and that's it.
Do you eat at all?
I do eat far
That's
too
good.
much. So, I haven't really been listening to anything on repeat really.
Mhm.
Except for I don't know what it was, but like last week it was like kind of gloomy and like a little
Mhm.
like fallish. So I got into a weird black hole that I do every once in a while, but I just feel like I was telling Tyler, like I feel like a super genius when I fall into this.
Okay.
So when I'm at work, I'll sit in my office and I'll be working on my science stuff. And I will have playlists like this one titled "You're Studying in a Haunted Library with Ghosts," Dark Academia playlist. And it's just
Did you
stuff
make
like
it?
this. No, I didn't make it. But and it has rain sounds.
Does it have any music? I mean, any words?
No, it's
No.
all just instrumental classical kind of music with rain sounds in the background. And
Mm.
I will be just typing, mathing, sciencing away. And I'm like, I am literally a genius. And it's so soothing. Like I sit in there and then I felt like a weirdo because somebody came in and I was like sitting in the dark because I don't like to turn my office light on. I'm like sitting in the dark with the door shut, blasting that, typing away. And they come in and I'm like, hey. But no, I really
You know what I wish you were listening to in that moment? Just house music. Just straight up like and you're like,
It depends. I really do fluctuate in like
yeah,
moods and stuff. But like, yeah, this last week and a half, it's been classical all day, all night.
nice.
So that's what I've been listening to. They have a ton of different ones on here. Like on it's just YouTube.
Mhm.
If you type in Dark Academia playlist, it'll come up. But like that one, there's another one, Studying with Poets Long Gone. Here's another one. You're following the mysterious student who is sneaking out of the dormitories. Like it is the most dramatic naming
That
system.
will make me, I'm gonna listen to that whenever I go for a walk.
I'm telling you, it is like it's like
Nice.
if you imagined your life with theme music
I
and
love
like
that.
always on in the background, like just background music on. It's that kind of feel, and I'm here for it.
Main character energy.
Main character energy, absolutely. So
I like that.
we
You gotta
do.
be your main character.
I mean, if you don't make yourself the main character, nobody else is gonna do it for you.
I was talking to someone and they were like, I'm very aware I'm not the main character. I like to think of myself more of a side character, like the main side character that just like gets into random shit and supports the main character. Something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's okay if
I'm
that's
here
the
for it.
for my remainder of favorites. The only thing I can count as favorite show, because it's the only show I've been watching because I haven't had time to watch any other TV, is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, New York, and Potomac. But anyway, I've been watching those three, like just trading them
Nice.
off in my
Yeah.
as I get ready in the morning.
Love
So
that.
yeah. But yeah, that's kind of it for my faves. I think as volleyball season ends, I'll have more faves to share.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I find a new song, then I will have more. But
Oh yeah. Share a new song.
yeah,
Fun.
yeah.
All
So
right.
the next kind of main topic, because we have two for today, we're gonna rate some fall stuff because happy fall.
I'm so happy it's fall. I feel like fall is where I thrive. I love the crisp air. I love the
Crisp.
no allergies, crisp. I love that I'm not constantly sweating or getting bug bites. I got a bug bite on my neck like 2 weeks ago
That's upsetting.
and it just welted, let me tell
Oh,
you. Get them around my ankles a lot. I love fall clothes. So I'm very excited about this.
yeah, me too. Okay, so let's begin rating fall stuff. First one, hay rides. What's your feels? Let's rate it 1 to 5. 5 being we love it, 1 being we hate it. Okay.
I would say a 2
Same.
for me. I'm not gonna go out of my way to do a hayride. But if someone's like, I really want to go on a hayride and I want you to come, I'll be like, okay. But
Ooh,
I feel like itchy.
I was gonna say the same thing. I do like the tractor feel. I like the like kind of experience of like getting the crisp air, as you said, like along my skin. I like that, but I don't like the stabbing that goes on in the cheeks.
Yes, it's so itchy, and I feel like I'm never comfortable, and I don't despise it by any means. Like if someone's like, let's go on a hayride, I'll say, okay. Right. But I just probably wouldn't pick it for myself. Like I wouldn't plan to go on a hayride.
Right. I'm going to say like, and not to mention the fact that God forbid you wear something that's not like just denim. That hay will never come out. No. You're going to be picking hay out of clothing for the next like 2 months. So annoying.
Like litter.
Like a big fluffy sweater. You sit on some hay with that, you're never getting it out.
Never gonna know. Yeah, so they're all right.
Yeah. Okay. Corn mazes. I
like the idea of them. I'm terrified I would just get lost in it. I also saw my first scary movie before I liked scary movies, before Victoria forced me to watch them with her freshman year. But now I do like them a lot. But my first scary movie was Children of the Corn.
Oh my God.
Junior year at like a volleyball sleepover, like pre-season, and they're like, we're gonna watch this scary movie, and I was like, frick. It's scary, but it's a creepy movie.
It is.
It's scary. Children of the Corn and just corn mazes and my aunt, I never got this reference. My Aunt Lizzie, she's so freaking funny. She would be like, oh, my Children of the Corn, because there's like 25 cousins.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, what now? What? Children of the Corn? Oh my God. Do you think we're gonna kill you? No, she's just doing so funny things. But yeah, corn mazes kind of give me a creepy vibe.
So what would you rate it 1 to 5?
Maybe a 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna redact my rating of hayrides. I'm putting it at a 3.
Okay. I'll put mine at a 3 and then corn maze at 2.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do, because corn mazes, I have a irrational fear that I will never ever get out.
Yeah.
Like the Harry Potter, like
that's what I thought of.
The fire maze, that's how I imagine every corn maze. Like we did one maybe like 3 years ago because Tyler's friend wanted to do it, and I was like, I'm very nervous. Like we are not being separated, and the only reason I agreed to it is because they had like these stations in the middle where people were, that if you got lost you could like ask them for help because they could see over the thing. And I was like, if need be, I will be getting on that thing. Yeah. And getting out of this. But yeah, it is slightly dreadful. So I'm going to give it a 2.
Pumpkin patches. Do you like pumpkin patches a lot?
No.
Oh, me either.
And it kind of, okay, well, we'll get to that in the next one we have listed. But pumpkin patches, I just think that is and I think we also need to talk about carving pumpkins. I did an entire TikTok about how much I hate carving pumpkins.
Me too.
Because
I did do a TikTok, but I don't love it.
It's horrible. It's not a fun time.
No.
And I don't understand, like, you can buy pumpkins from the grocery store. Yeah. You can carve those if that's what your heart desires. But if you really need a pumpkin, like, I understand. Really, the whole thing for a pumpkin patch is like just a venue for a photo shoot. Like that's really
and I think it's fun for young kids.
Sure.
I think I liked it as a kid. It was fun. I mean, we have pictures of me smiling at it, so I'm sure I had a great time.
Right.
I can't remember. I'm sure it's like cute to see your kids do that. But I feel like where we're at life, I'm like, do I really need to go to a pumpkin patch? No.
I'm gonna put that at a 2. Maybe I'll do 3, because it's not like I hate it. Like I would have the same amount of excitement about a hayride as I would a pumpkin patch.
Yeah, it's just bringing me back to freshman year when we went for volleyball.
Me too.
That's all I'm thinking about.
Those pictures are cute.
They are cute though.
But again, like it wasn't about, I didn't even buy a pumpkin when we went because I
No,
was like,
I'm
this
what
is
am I gonna do
stupid.
with a pumpkin?
Right. Hey, guess what? No. Carving pumpkins, that's a 1 on the list for me. I hate it.
Do you?
I hate it.
I don't think I hate it with a passion. I just am like, I'd rather not.
It's on my list of things I hate already.
I'm excited.
Okay, apple picking.
So I went apple picking for the first time last year in my life. And I think I just never have because I don't eat apples because I'm allergic to them. Because they make my mouth itch. Like I can have apple pie and like apple flavored things, but like a raw apple makes my mouth itch. Except for I found this one, it's called a sweet tango.
Ew.
For whatever reason, doesn't make my mouth itch. But I'm like, why would I go? I think, again, pictures are cute.
Pictures
I'm
are
like,
cute.
that's a lot of work for food I'm not going to eat.
I think that it is the most brilliant marketing scheme ever to have apple picking because it's free labor that people are paying you to do. Like, here's $20. Let me go pick apples for you.
Right?
Like you just grow them. You do nothing. Like if you were to grow them and sell them to a grocery store, you'd have to grow them. You'd have to pick them. Then you have to deliver them somewhere. What?
I said, I never thought about that. That's so accurate.
Right. And so now instead, all they do is grow them and people pay to go pick them. And they bring them, they heave them around the big sack of apples. And then you have to pay out the butthole for them. You could get like 10 apples at the grocery store for like, I don't know, not even $10. And you go and you pick them and you're getting 10 apples, which most likely who's eating 10 apples in one sitting?
That's what, like, I feel like the people that, or majority of the people that do it, like have plans for those apples.
Right.
Baking, cider.
You have to.
I don't
No.
have plans for the apples. I will say I can frick up some apple cider donuts.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That was the main reason why I went last year because I was like, I want these donuts because I've heard about them my entire life. I got a pack of 12, gone within 3 days.
I mean, no shame.
Obviously. They're just so melt in your mouth.
Yeah, beautiful.
So, boom and chew.
So I'm rating apple picking the world's greatest scam as a 1.
Yeah, I agree. 1.
So much effort.
Yeah. Okay, haunted houses.
I'm putting that at a 4.
It scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I've never been in one. I don't know if I ever want to be in one because I know I might punch someone. Have you seen, it's my favorite thing in the world to watch, Ellen DeGeneres sends her producer Andy to the haunted houses. If anybody hasn't seen that, please do yourself a favor. There's probably like 5 or 6 of them. And like some of them, I think the first one he went alone or went with Ellen. And then he'll take she'll put celebrities with him. And he literally, I don't know who it was, he was using a celebrity as a shield. And just like, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, they scare the bejesus out of me. And I like the idea of them. I think they're cool. I'm going to say a 3. Just because if someone was like, I really want to go with you, I'd be like, okay. I may shit myself, but it's fine.
I mean, they are scary, and that's why it's not like a 5 because usually it's like cold and at night. But I do think they're fun. I like them much more than all the other ones that I just
So let's see, Halloween amusement parks. I don't know.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that probably rates high for me, but I don't know if I've ever been to one.
So we went in college, and you didn't go with us.
Because I was scared.
Because you were scared and you didn't want to pay the money. You're like, I don't want to go. And we were like, really?
I don't remember anything.
Because you didn't go.
Was I just at home alone?
Yeah, we left you because you didn't want to go with us.
That's so interesting. I feel like now it'd be like, yeah.
I know. We were like all confused that you didn't want to go, but yeah. So we went to that. I think it's, I don't know, it's like Fear Night or Fright Night or something.
Yeah.
I actually really like that. It was very fun because they do it real good. You go at night, they have food,
Yeah.
and like you get on rides in the dark, and it's
That's
actually very fun. I'm putting that at a 5.
Okay. I put that at 4 if I went. I'm sure I really would have enjoyed it.
So let's move to pumpkin spice lattes.
Okay. I don't like pumpkin spice lattes themselves. Okay. Have you had the pumpkin? I mess up the name every time and it stresses me out when I go up to the window because I have it in my head.
The pumpkin cream cold foam?
Yes.
I've never had it.
The cold brew, whatever it is. Hold on, I'm going to look it up. The pumpkin cream cold brew.
Okay. No, I have not had it.
The best thing I've ever had in my life. Like I want that foam just to drink forever. It's wonderful. I would highly recommend.
Okay.
I've already had 5 and it's not even fall yet, or it is fall, but not today, but just in general. Like I've been so many times.
I've drank 5 today.
I'm feeling real good.
No, I don't know if I've ever had a pumpkin spice latte because I despise cinnamon like wholeheartedly.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's like my favorite. That's my favorite spice, I think.
It like burns me. I don't like that. So I don't like really much because I feel like the core of pumpkin spice stuff is just cinnamon. Like pumpkin doesn't have like that strong of a flavor.
So fall spices, you're not a huge fan of fall spices?
No.
No. Those are a 5 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say pumpkin spice latte, fall spices 1.
5. But not the latte,
cold
pumpkin cream cold brew.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so pumpkin pie.
I'm gonna say like a 2 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1. I don't
think I've ever had a pumpkin pie that I'm like, this is really good.
No, I don't like it. There's something about the texture of it.
Freaks me out a little bit.
And it's like
a little too movie.
It's a gelatinous.
It's a little gelatinous, yeah.
Yeah, I don't, and it's usually just cinnamon punches you in the face, and I don't like it.
What about pumpkin rolls?
Yes.
Break me up. I passed some pumpkin roll the other day and I almost bought them, but I knew if I did, because I have no self-control, they would all be gone within a day.
God. Yeah. Like I'm talking about like the big roll of it and you slice it. Yeah. Like a log.
And then you do the thing. Yeah. You know what's
amazing. Good. I love that. Like hit me with that every single fall holiday. Here for it. Love it.
Here for it. 5.
Yeah. 5. Absolutely.
What about apple pie?
I'm going to give it a 2.
Mine's a 3. It has to be a good, like, not like an apple pie.
I'll give it a 3 too.
My mom makes an apple pie that's pretty good, homemade. And it's just nice and warm, and then you put ice cream on top.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
My issue with apple pie is the texture of the apple.
Freak you out a little bit?
I don't like hot apple.
Hot apple.
I think I like the crust. The crust is my favorite part.
The crumble on top. Right. I don't like the flake. I like the crumble.
Oh, I'll eat either. Truly, I'll eat either. And I like the kind of like jelly that you get, like the kind of apple pie filling.
Yes.
But the actual pieces of apple, they're just like a strange texture for me. I don't love it. That's what kills it for me.
Okay, I respect that. Give it a 3.
Soup. Good soup. Are you guys, first question, are you on Good Soup TikTok? Because
I don't think I am.
Sarah, you're not on Good Soup TikTok?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. It's like okay, are you on Berries and Cream TikTok?
Okay, yes, I am, because that about a year ago,
Berries and Cream.
Berries and Cream. So I had this distinct memory growing up every or is every Friday night or every other Friday night, we had family small group. So from 4th grade, literally probably till I was a senior in high school, it was like the same families. And so the kids were all like super close still, or like pretty close.
Yeah.
Because the parents would do the study. We'd just hang out and watch TV or whatever. So the Naughtons, which is our family friends, and we call the parents aunt and uncle kind of thing.
Yeah.
I texted like my siblings and them, and I sent them that. I'm like, does anybody remember this? I have distinct memory of watching this.
The Starburst commercial.
Yeah. Basement. And everybody was like, I have no recollection. And I was like, I feel dumb now. Because I'm like, this is the fun thing. I like remember this so well.
It was like 2008. It was like a life-changing. That commercial is so ingrained. I remember it happening and everybody it blowing up when it happened.
Yes. So I did see that. And then I've seen it a lot on TikTok recently. And it's made me happy. I'm like, I'm not crazy. Like other people remember it.
No. I'm on Berries and Cream, Good Soup, and Cupcake Remix. TikTok right now. That's like my entire For You page is just that.
I don't know. I haven't been on TikTok in a hot minute.
I love it. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Soup. But yeah, soups for me, I'm gonna give it 4 because I really I'm giving it a 5.
Give it a 5.
I'm giving it a 5. I like soups. And chili counts as soup.
I like certain soups. It depends. Like French onion soup, one of my favorite foods of all time. Chicken noodle could leave or take, but like a good butternut squash soup.
Sarah, I can't believe you just said, okay, all right. I'm upset, but it's fine. Move
chicken
on.
Noodle, I'm like, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm gonna give it a 3 because there's some soups I really like. Some I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like it's not something I think about very often, but like a good soup, I'm like, hit me with that soup. Every soup,
with some
all
good
of them.
crispy bread with some butter on it.
The saltines as well, like and like the little oyster crackers. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. 5 for soup.
Okay, nice. Okay, apple cider.
5.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm sorry.
I like the weird, like it kind of makes my mouth itch in a weird way, but I like it.
You're allergic.
No, because apples don't. And it's not like it itches like itchy. It just has like that texture to it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Am I making sense?
No. But that's okay.
Does apple cider have texture? In my mind, it does. Comment down below.
I know what you're saying. The hot one. I don't love hot drinks.
Right.
Like I drink hot coffee in the morning because I don't have money to buy iced coffee every day.
Yeah.
And I do like hot coffee. If I'm out, I usually buy iced coffee. But I think that's why I'm not a huge fan of soup because it's like a hot liquid.
Sure.
So I'm not a huge fan of like hot out. Whoa, I was gonna say apple cider. But I like cold apple cider.
Yeah, I love cold apple cider. That's how I drink most apple cider, but I do like hot apple cider. And I'm gonna put you all on to something in case you didn't know. As somebody who is an ex-Starbucks barista, one of the best fall drinks that you can get, they don't put it on the menu, and it's not like it's like a hidden menu thing. It's just like I guess they just don't advertise for it really, but it's something that exists. It's the caramel apple spice. Just so it's apple juice essentially heated. You put some cinnamon dolce into it, the syrup.
Nice. Are you okay with that? Because it's cinnamon.
And it's okay because it's not like overly cinnamon, if that makes sense. Like it's not like cinnamon, it's like cinnamon, you know?
Cinnamon. Yeah.
So it's apple juice and you put cinnamon dolce syrup in it and then you steam it like you would like milk. Make it real hot, and then you pour it into a cup, put some whipped cream and caramel drizzle on there.
Forget about it.
Good. It's good. So highly recommend in case you were wondering. Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay.
All right. So this is kind of changing from foods to other things, but just fashion in general, especially denim, sweater weather.
SNL, anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. I
5.
think fall clothes are my favorite clothes. I love a good sweater. And if anybody, but not Vic because she hates it, Old Navy sweaters are amazing. So anyone, please take that recommendation.
Yeah. Good to
But
know.
not Vic. Yeah. Watching the leaves turn.
That was one that was sent in. Actually, I just to be clear, that was a sent in. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram because I did some polls for this, and that was one of the ones that was sent in. They love watching the leaves turn. 5, love that too.
Happy. I do like, because I'm not like a huge, I think we might have touched on this earlier in another podcast. I'm not like an avid hiker by any means. I take some breaks because I get out of breath, but I enjoy it. I've been on like 4 in my life, but I've enjoyed them. But there's this one close to where, like probably an hour away, but like once you reach the top when it's fall, the leaves are beautiful. Yeah. And it's so, I'm just like, I don't think I've ever loved leaves so much.
Yeah, I feel it. I agree.
It's a good time.
The next one, the best holiday, Halloween. 5 for me.
5. I love Halloween.
If I can put it at a 7, I'm gonna.
Hate dressing up though. It stresses me out and I don't know why. And like costumes, I'm not a big costume person. I love other people in costumes. That sounds weird. That made it sound like I was.
I know what you're saying.
I love that for other people. Like I'm not judging that. I love a good costume.
I love a good costume.
But I love scary things. I love like stuff like that and just like the spooky. I love that part of Halloween. Exactly. Like ABC Family, Halloween's.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah. 5 now all around.
I hate it.
Freeform. How embarrassing.
Stupid.
Another one listener sent in love for fall was Halloween makeup tutorials. Watching makeup tutorials.
They're so good. Also, Victoria has a ton on her channel and they're very good. I'm not just saying that. They're like legit really good.
Thank you.
So I think it's so interesting. And some people like do like special effects makeup or like
so cool.
The prosthetic things. And I'm like, it's such an art form. And I want people to understand that makeup is an art form.
Understand it. Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. 5 for me. I like watching Halloween.
100%. Thanksgiving.
2.
Really?
Yeah, 2. I don't like it.
I'd give it a 4. I don't love turkey, but I do love some stuffing. Right. My dad makes amazing stuffing, and I could just eat that in itself with some of the jelly slices. Not real jelly. I want the fake jelly.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, but I would say a good 4. It's not my favorite holiday by any means, but I like the people we usually are with. It's fun. I'm going to a food coma real nice, sleep real good that night. All around a good time.
For me, it's like the other way around. Pretty much the only thing I like is the turkey. So it's like the food is not like that's the main event for Thanksgiving, really.
Yeah. So if you don't like the food, that's a lot.
Right. And that's kind of like it's an eating holiday, which in theory I should like, but I usually don't like the food. So that's kind of unfortunate. So it's already low on the list. And then it just feels like a lot of expectations. We always have a lot of places to go. It's always a very stressful holiday. So 2.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to go into things. Should we go into our next like segment of fall?
Yeah, absolutely.
Things we hate about fall, which aren't a lot, but the main one for me, and it gets me every year. I don't know why I'm surprised every year. It gets dark so early.
So early. And
I wouldn't say it's like legit seasonal depression because I'm still very functional, but I'm like, I don't want to do anything when I get off work.
I feel the same way. I don't know that it's severe enough that I can consider it seasonal depression. Yeah. But at the same time, like I do definitely get that feel like as soon as I'm off work and the second it starts to be like 5 o'clock, I'm like,
Yeah,
all right,
I'm
my
like,
night's over.
honestly, I'm like, I can't do anything because I can't see, you know?
Right.
Can't, like when I leave work, it's already dark. It's dark when I get there. It's dark when I leave. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
this,
sucks.
ugh, you know?
Yeah. And then we roll into the worst season, which is winter. And ugh.
I do like winter. But I think I like it because of Christmas and my birthday.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know, I got things to look forward to.
Yeah.
But does that kind of end our like fall list?
Yeah, I think so. So to the kind of main event, the second main course of this podcast and our final place. This is finally the highly anticipated things we hate list.
Things we hate. And let me tell you, I think this is how Victoria and I, because there's a lot of things we both hate. And it's not like I don't think it's a negative thing to hate things. Unless you like
I don't either.
do it and you're negative about it and you're like, I hate this, so you have to hate this. I think it's fine to be like, I don't like that. That's not for me. And you're not trying to change anyone's opinion about things. I think it's healthy to vent to friends. But I think this is how we really bonded because we both were like, we hate a lot of things.
Yeah. A lot of things in common. So we actively made our own lists separately, and we have not shared them with each other. And then I actually put a poll on Instagram of things that you guys hate, and we got some entries. So we'll talk about those too.
Mm-hmm. You want to go first?
Sure. So let's kick it right out the gate. People who say that hate is a strong word. Get out of my face right now. Do you hear me? And I'm bringing this up first because this is a things we hate section. This is a segment. We are hating on these things. We're
hating it. We're going to complain about it. And if you have a hard time with people complaining, don't listen.
Right. Correct. I agree with you. Hate can be a strong word.
Mm-hmm.
But grow up a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not toddlers. If I'm going to say hate versus I dislike it, get over it. I don't have, I hate you. Right. It's just like,
okay. So I realized I said this and then I was like, oh, this is on my hate list, even though I said I just love it. But like jelly, just like jelly in, like I love jelly donuts are my favorite.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I love jelly at Thanksgiving, like the cranberry jelly, but jelly on like toast.
You hate that.
I hate it so much.
How odd. I did not know that. Well, and I guess you're allergic to peanuts. Are you? You're not frozen.
Yeah.
No. So you're allergic to peanuts. So you're not like peanut butter.
I can't have a PB&J. And I think one time when I was younger, I think I was still living in Connecticut. So I was like 3 or 4. Yeah. My mom made my sister peanut butter and jelly. And I was like, what? I want a sandwich. So she made me a jelly sandwich. And I was like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life. And I think I can't do it from here.
No. Yeah. No. Soiled it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the next thing, people who are not in the military but have their phone in military time. Do you think that you're better than me?
I hate military time because it confuses me.
Like, obviously you think that you're better than me. Like, you're going to sit here and tell me that it's just so much more efficient for me to tell time this way.
It's nighttime.
You're lying. Yeah, that sends me over the edge. If I see somebody with military time on their phone and they're very obviously not in the military, I'm like, red flag alert right here. Draw the line.
Draw it.
Yeah.
I just am always like, how do you read that?
What time is it? Oh, it's 15:10. Just tell me that it's 3 p.m., please.
Makes me mad.
Oh.
Okay, this is something that I hate so much. People that don't use their blinker.
Ooh, yeah.
I get it if you're like on a road by yourself and there's no cars around and you're like obviously in a turn lane. Sometimes I won't put my blinker on because I'm in a turn lane and it's annoying and loud. But if you're like weaving in and out, I can't read your mind. Let's be safe, people. Use our blinkers. This one guy, where was I? I think I was in California. I was driving because we picked up a rental car, so I was driving the rental car back to my cousin's house.
Mhm.
And this guy, this is where I am. He just right in front of me.
So rude.
No blinker. And I'm like, it made me so mad. I was like, stop. You have to use your blinker. And it really, that's something that will make my heart so angry.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Just use it. Safety.
Safety first. This is all about safety.
All about safety. PSA.
Terry cloth towels. Like the least effective toweling, like you're just spreading my wet around. Like it's not absorbing anything.
No. Yes.
I feel like I'm getting wetter the more I use the towel. Like, why was that the quintessential, like, I would like a terry cloth robe? Like, what? I can't, like, that type of towel specifically, like, I only use beach towels for, like, bathing because they actually dry off my skin. I don't want to just be slightly damp.
No, it's gross. I feel like damp is worse than being wet.
Right. I would rather just be dripping than grossly damp. Yeah. I hate that. Oh,
that's so funny. My next one is, so I work, I think we've said this, in a dentist's office. I work up front. I'm a scheduler, and there's a lot of rude customers or patients, which I understand. But I kind of expect that now. Yeah. My least favorite thing is when I have to call another office and the people on the phone are just rude and dry and just like, they're like, hello. I'm like, how do you still have a job?
Right. I'm forced to be nice every day. So should you.
Like, we get recorded. Our phone calls get recorded. And then if it's not good, our manager calls us in her office and says, this is what you need to work on, which gives me anxiety. I can't listen to myself. But when rude customer service people, people that like their job is to help you and they're just like obviously hate their job.
Right. And like, I'm not saying that you have to love your job. Just don't be a jerk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I totally agree. This is a very specific situation.
I'm excited about it.
And it just happened to me the other day and I was fuming. It almost always happens in like a public restroom. You go pee and you try to find the toilet paper end. And you're spinning. Usually it's up in a thing, so it's not accessible. And you're like trying to inch your fingers in there and spin the roll around to find the end. And then you find it and you rip it and you get a single square. Oh my God. It's like, sorry, I peed more than like an ounce. I need more than a 1-ply sheet square. Oh, you're gonna have to give me more. Or when they're so tightly like fitted in there that when you pull, you get one at a time. So you gotta do one square. Oh my God. That is so annoying to me.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that. I don't have this written down, but I went to the doctor's yesterday and I had to do this. Peeing in a cup.
Oh my God, the worst.
Hate peeing in a cup because it gets everywhere. I can't control it.
No clean way.
No. And I'm like, just pee all over my hand.
Yeah. Also, do you ever have this? Maybe this is just a me thing, but I feel like it can't be. Do you sometimes pee and it like shoots a random direction and you're like, where were you aiming? Because I was sitting and it should only go one way. It's just how are we shooting out the front and then onto the, like, now I'm messy.
And I have to get one roll of toilet paper, like one
sheet to try to dry off the floor.
No. Do you know what else I hate? Do you know what I hate so much? And I thought people did it as a mistake. And one time someone was like, no, I do that on purpose. When they put the toilet paper underneath, like, so you pull it and it comes under. I'm an over person, not an under person. So are you an under?
No. So this is the thing. I've never thought about it. Like, oddly enough,
over person, and when people put it under, I thought they just always messed up, so I'd switch it.
Yeah.
In like people's houses. And one time someone's like, oh yeah, no, I do it under. And I was like, what? That was a choice? I don't know why it makes me so mad.
I will say, when I used to, the only time that I've thought about it cognitively is when it was over. Our one cat used to,
That makes sense.
and it would unroll, and then you'd come into a pile of toilet paper on your floor.
Yeah.
Because he just unraveled the whole thing. So then you'd have to re-roll it, and it was all janky, but it's a whole roll of toilet paper I'm not willing to throw away. So then we would have to flip it to be under so that it would just roll correctly.
Yeah.
But in situations where that doesn't apply, I still don't really care. So
Okay,
if you're an
this
over
is my
person,
reasoning.
all for it.
It's harder for my hand. I feel like it takes more muscle work to go under like this and find it. And it makes me mad going like this.
I agree with you.
Swipe.
You
thinking about it, I'm getting a little worked up. Thank you. I'm like, why would you do it like that? And I'm not a very particular person about a lot of things.
Right.
Like home wise, I'm like, if you have something a certain way, you do it, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's something I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be an issue.
We're fighting now.
Yeah. Is this our first fight? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your next one?
So this is again very specific. So non-square or rectangular Tupperware. Why have we not all played with the thing as a child, trying to fit a circle into a square?
Yeah.
Why are we making round containers that will have to be living either in cupboards, which are square, or in a refrigerator, which is square? Why are we making anything that is round to go in them? That sends me over the edge. Like, who produced that? And then, or you're going to make it like square-ish and round. Don't round it. Make it a square.
You just want square Tupperware.
Square.
Okay.
Or rectangles, please.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So my next one, you would think I would like it, but it's more not a hate, but it just gives me creepy vibes and I don't trust it. Ice cream trucks.
Okay, fair enough.
I just am like, anyone, I don't trust it.
Have you gone to one?
100 times as a child.
Okay.
I would hear it and I'd be like, Mom, where's somebody?
Everybody's scrambling.
But now as an adult and I see an ice cream truck, so I'm like, ooh, I hate it.
Yeah.
My poor kids probably never, no, they'll go to ice cream trucks. They'll be like, Mommy wants an ice cream.
We're getting an ice cream. Thank you.
But now as like a young adult, I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah. When they go through our neighborhood, I'm like out there in the line with the children alone.
Are you?
Yeah.
Hey, it's me, Victoria.
Hey. And it was funny, like the girl who was running it was like a girl I went to high school with, and I was like, I'm here to get my.
I feel like I've only seen just like kind of middle-aged creepy men, and I think that's part of it for me.
Fair enough.
Not saying that all ice cream people are like that, ice cream truck people,
right?
But the ones I've seen, I'm like, I don't want you to be around the children.
Yeah. My next one, again, very specific. People who scream when the lights go out. That is the most pick-me girl energy I've ever experienced. Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, we're all startled, but we're going to scream about it. Okay? Take it down 20 notches. I'm over it.
That's amazing. That's a good one. So I think when people tell stories, if they tell me a story and then like maybe a couple months later, they tell the same story to me again.
Oh,
no. That's not the thing that bothers me. I let them tell that story again because I'm like, you obviously don't remember. You told me.
Right.
And you're excited about it. So I'll let it happen.
Yeah.
But when that same person, when I do the same thing and they're like, oh, you already told me that. I'm like, you don't know what I did for you. And it bothers me.
I have been listening to the same story 25 times.
And when people say, you already told me that, I'm like, never mind. I don't know why it like, but when they say it and like if someone's like, oh yeah, you told me that, I'll be like, oh cool. It's different than you already told me that. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like it's
100%.
different. It's more aggressive, and I'm like, ooh.
Right.
So
It's like, don't insult me.
Everything.
My bad.
So that has always bothered me.
No, yeah. That's a good one. That also bothers me. Again, very specific. And I think this is about I think that this trend, and I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I think it's all stemming from the Kardashians. The sound when people talk and they say like, yeah, that's critical. Or like, yeah, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But it's very like, yeah, I put
Valley girly.
Crunchy, the crunchy, but it's not like a R roll, but it's like it wants to be one, or like trust me. Like, I don't know what, and it doesn't even have to sound like that in the rest of their
just like specific vowels, or like
it's CR and TR. Those sounds when they're said like I'm like, why? Just say crunch. It doesn't have to be crunch. It's not like you have an accent and that's like part of your original dialect. Like, this is a dialect that you're choosing to do. It's so strange. It makes me very irritated.
Ugh, the worst. That's funny.
More?
Yeah, I have two more. Under the skin zits. That hurt, because I have an issue with picking at my face.
Yeah, same.
And I currently have 4 scabs on my face that shouldn't be there. And I hate myself for it. And as I do it, but then the ones under the skin, I know I'm going to pick at it and I know I'm not going to get anything, but also they hurt. And they're there for so long.
Right, because you can't get them out.
I have one on my nose right now. Granted, it's not big, but I was driving last night and I was like, why does my nose hurt? And I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
No, I totally agree. That is like the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Boat shoes, period.
I had a pair and
I know.
I hate it. I know. This one's directed at you.
I know. It's not. You don't wear them currently. And I'm going to throw another one in. It's a twofer. Crocs. Cut it out.
I hate Crocs.
Cut it out. Boat shoes and Crocs. You're not on a boat. Why are we doing this? It's not fashion. Throw them away. Like, oh my God.
Of only nice shoes some guys have. Like nice options, like dressy up options.
You could wear a dress shoe. You could wear a boot. You could wear a loafer. Don't wear a boat shoe. You're not boating. Oh my God. No, I hate it. Hate it.
That's so funny.
If I was ever to be back into a dating pool, which God forbid that ever happened to me, if somebody were to wear a boat shoe, that's it. Period. The end. A Croc comes out of a closet. We're done.
Can't. Because you're like, I'm not going to try and change you, you know?
It's too far gone.
Yeah, too far gone.
Ooh. What's your last one?
My last one is people that hate TikTok.
Same.
I'm like, you don't even know what you're missing. It's one of the best things.
Literally,
and they're like
life-changing.
Or like they feel better about feel like a better person because they don't have TikTok.
Oh, you have TikTok? I never downloaded that. Grow up.
I don't, or people that just are haters of social media, like, oh, I don't waste my time on that. Like, it's filling my time and I love it.
Right.
You know?
Is there things that are wrong with it? Yes. But is that okay? Yes, because I like it.
Exactly. Like, you're not better than me.
Right. That's always the indicative, like the
like I'm a
underlying. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. My last one is I'm gonna end on people coughing. It's so rude because I cough and I hate myself for coughing when I do that.
I was coughing. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I couldn't stop coughing. Like I didn't have a tickle in my throat, but it was just like allergies.
Yeah.
I kept having to clear my throat in church. And Hayes kept like handing me his water. I was like, I don't need it. He's like, yes, you do. Like he didn't say it like that. He's like, you can hold on to it. And he's like, just drink the water. It's like, no, I don't need it. Because it's like, if something's in my throat, like it's not ticklish, but I couldn't stop.
Yeah. It's totally irrational and I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
And I still hate it. Sorry, not sorry. Do we have time to talk about things that our listeners hate or
yeah.
All right. So listener, I have a couple more and I'm sure that we could find another list of things in the future if you guys want us to do it again. Yeah. And if you haven't submitted things that you hate, maybe this spurred some, comment them down below and we'll talk about them too.
Yeah.
Or you can DM us on Instagram. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So things that our listeners hate. 1, can't tolerate any kind of sound playing from a device without headphones. Makes me irate.
That's amazing.
I can't relate to this. I wish that I could. It does
That's really funny.
That doesn't send me over the edge. I can totally get why, because the quality is never as good.
No.
But I think that's hilarious.
That's really funny.
Okay, when my bra makes my back have rolls.
Yes, that's one of my biggest issues in life.
Yeah.
I haven't found the right bra until this past year. Yeah. Third Love bras, the best. Yeah. I've been wearing the wrong bra size my whole life apparently, but that literally has been my biggest foe. Got big back. I got a big back.
You have told me that so many years now. Like I just have a big back.
I have that the whole thing of my like I can't wear certain shirts or sweaters or jackets because we're just so broad in my family.
It's okay. Big bones means good stock.
A good stock for the winter. What? I just turned like Italian. Yeah. Big boned. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And that's one of the reasons I don't wear bras anymore, like ever. It's not the only reason, because at the same time, it's like, for what purpose? What am I holding up? Like I did literally when I run at home on our treadmill, I don't wear a sports bra because it literally, there's nothing to worry about. Like there's no pain. I feel nothing. So it's like, what is the point? Anyway. Yeah. But when I did wear bras, that was one of my biggest insecurities. Like I would look and see like, what's this? And I'd be like, I'm enormous. And it's like, that's so dramatic, but it's true. That's how I would feel. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Worse.
All right. And last one, packing a lunch for work, worst part of every day.
Yes. Yes. And I don't do that, thankfully, because I live 5 minutes from work and I come home for lunch. But
I'm jealous.
I know, but it's because I hate packing lunch.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad.
No, we have one more after this. But
okay.
We meal prep on Sunday, and literally it ruins my Sunday. Like I look at it every Sunday and I'm like, I literally would rather jump off a cliff than make these lunches. Like I hate doing that. Oh my God. It's horrible.
Just lunch.
It's not that dramatic, but it is.
No. It is
horrible. Okay, very last one. And I love this. Now it's written. Flies. They always look like they're up to something.
Yes, I hate flies. They do. They're sneaky.
They're so sneaky.
They always look like they're up to something. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I hate flies too. I would say mosquitoes are number one worst. Oh, but so flies, for some reason, we've had like the most fly-y summer ever this summer.
Yeah.
And we had flies flying around this house, not that many, but like 3 or 4 that I could not catch. And I was like, cats, do your job, earn your rent here, kill them, please.
Battle.
Yeah. I mean, we do the whole thing where we lift them and then they try and catch them, and they're usually oh yeah. But it's I hate flies, and they do always look like they're up to something. What's up with that? Oh, well, okay. Have you heard the bird propaganda idea that the birds aren't real? Maybe flies aren't real. What if flies aren't real? That's why there's so many this year.
That's why they're so fast.
Wow. Flies aren't real.
You heard it here. You heard it here
first.
We're a firm flies aren't real podcast.
We're going to make that shirt. Flies aren't real.
Die on that hill.
Oh my God.
That was good. That was some good stuff. I feel better. I feel lighter.
Me too. I do feel lighter, brighter, beautiful. I'll cover squirrel.
Love that.
Yeah, I do. That was fun.
So fun. I love talking about things I hate.
Me too. And like I said, I think we have more. Comment yours down below. You can DM us on Instagram or whatever, or comment on like our posts or whatever, and let us know. We have an email too, so you can email that if you want to, if that's easier or whatever. But yeah, let us know things you hate, stuff that you want to hear us talk about in the future. If there's anything in particular that you want us to cover, let us know.
Let us know.
And I guess on that note, if you don't already follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go follow us on Spotify and download, please. It helps us a lot if you download. It lets us know that you like it. And yeah, well, thanks guys so much for watching. Very fun. And I guess we'll see you next week or the week after.
See ya next time.
Bye.
Bye.